Alright, hello everyone, Seraphim here, and I am going to be talking about Sand Ocean today. A lot of people have struggled with this stage when doing Dark Story, so I'm going to try and do my best to show you some of the tips and tricks that I use to get first cycle on the stage. So the first thing you're going to want to know is that we restart the stage because we need to reset the cycles. Coming up to this first part of the stage, we need to make a very precise jump onto this platform. So, this jump has a very small frame window to jump from. You have about 3 frames. So, I use a visual cue here to try and jump onto that platform. I want to wait for Eggman's foot to be slightly off the corner like this. So, if we restart the stage now. See how Eggman's foot was off the side of the stage there? I know at that point that I can jump and make it to this part of the stage without dying. If you jump early, you will not make it, and if you jump late, you'll fall into the sand. But that is one visual cue you can use to try and make this jump every time. I also like to do a jump here because jumping in Sand Ocean allows you to carry your momentum forward and can help you in a couple of places. When I get to this part of the stage, I'm going to want to try and lock on to the dynamite packs on the pillar in front of me. One thing that you'll notice when locking on is you'll probably lock on to the ring capsules that are nearby. So, I'll redo that. So what you're going to see me do is lock on early. Yeah, see, I jumped a little too early there because Eggman's foot wasn't off all the way. There we go. So jump here for momentum. I'm going to start doing the lock-ons. So I locked onto the ring capsules. It's not a big deal if you don't lock onto it, but it can help you save a little bit of time if you lock onto the one of the dynamite packs early. Now the next thing to know about Sand Ocean is when the pillars are going down, there is a wall that prevents you, like the collision prevents you from going onto the platform until a certain point. So at this point, I cannot jump onto the collision, but like I jumped too early there, and I'll restart the stage to show you. But you can get onto the platform pretty early. I can just do here. What I'll do is I will do what I normally do. So yeah, lock onto the enemy. See, I locked onto a dynamite pack early, so that's kind of helpful. I like to do that. See how the pillar was still coming down slightly when I was jumping onto it? You can do that in order to get onto the platform early. So the next part coming up is really crucial because we want to break the generator, I guess is what you call it, the capsule thing. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And we want to do that without shooting the balloon while we're falling to the ground. So what might happen is if I just keep shooting like this, well, I guess it didn't happen, but there is a way, or it's possible to... Can I get up here? Come on. What could happen to some people is, you know how there's a balloon that spawns up there? If you shoot that balloon while coming down, it will catch your momentum and cause Eggman to fall slightly, and that is very bad. We don't want that to happen because it causes Eggman to lose some momentum. Oops. Yeah, like I said, that jump can be very precise, so off the side a little bit. Got the jump. Alright, so we go back forward to get a little bit of momentum. I jumped a little late there, actually, but I should be okay. Didn't shoot the balloon. Now, this part right here could be challenging because of the way the angle, or the way the camera changes and your angle. So when I land down here, I am holding forward, and then I'm turning to the left. Because when you go to the left, that's how the camera shifts itself, is from going or like the direction Eggman needs to go is left. So I'm going to redo that, and I want you to pay attention to my control pad viewer on that part in particular. Alright, so we're going to go forward and left. This next part here is you just want to jump onto the jars. You don't want to jump, you want to jump on the jars so you can do two jumps. You want to do a jump from the jars here onto this in two jumps. If you jump like a little too close to the fence, if you're looking at my mouse, like right here, you'll bonk into the fence a little bit, which is kind of annoying. So you want to jump sort of in where these four are, kind of like right there, so you can do another jump to get up here. And then when you get down here, you want to be, I will redo that, but you're going to want to be locking on to both the enemy and the dynamite pack. The enemy is not a big deal, but sometimes you want to make sure you get two lock-ons so you know you for sure hit the dynamite pack. So I jumped a little early there, but you could just do short jumps to counteract that. So I'm shooting there. So here is a helpful way to time the cycle that you're going to want to make. When the explosion happens on that dynamite pack, you can make the cycle safely if you hit it before the 23-second mark. So I hit it at a 22-second mark, so that's pretty good. I had a little bit of extra time. So what happens now? Now you see how the pillar's just about to fall, it kind of bounced onto that ledge and is falling? At that point, I can jump and get onto the pillar. I'm going to restart that stage now so I can talk about the next part. So on the pillar, you want to land slightly to the left so that you can lock onto the dynamite packs on the sides while walking, because that saves a little bit of time for making the first cycle. Oh, you bonked a little bit there. So I can jump as early as right... Oh, I can't jump as early as right there. Well, I got a little greedy. So yeah, you want the pillar to be... You want the pillar to be going ever so slightly before doing the jump, and you can get under it. And all you just have to do is take a leap of faith and jump there. I jumped just a little too early, but we should be okay. So it's falling. See how I locked onto both of those? If you miss those two things, you can do what I did just there. And, like, lock onto the dynamite packs by jumping off it to the side. So I find it a little bit faster and a little bit safer to try and hit them from the bottom. But let's say you hit neither of them, or lock onto neither of them, or you only lock onto one of them. What you can do, so let's see, now it's slightly falling, jump, is you can just lock onto them by jumping forward. So, we made it just a little bit late. You want to land on this circular part by about the 32-second mark. You can make it at the 33-second mark, but 32 is kind of your goal time. Oops. Alright, we'll redo that. The reason I'm doing this video, so I'm showing off my mistakes, because I do think it's good to show, you can watch attempt after attempt that I'm doing, and see, oh, he jumped a little early, he jumped a little late. Because Sand Ocean First Cycle can be a little tricky. So I think it's, see, now there's a bad thing that I did. I accidentally shot the balloon and you fall, if you can see that, but I still hit it by the 23-second mark. I only got one, but I can just jump there and do that. And you want to be shooting forward. So this part right here, I think, can trip a lot of people up. When you get down here, you can do, full jumps like that. But what I try to do is, short jumps. So, tap, tap, tap. the way that I do my, you can watch my controllers, I kind of make a, like a half circle, so to speak. So because you want to be able to get up here really quickly, and this can actually slow a lot of people down. But if you just go, you can go really quick. You do have to be careful because you can get caught, and then it can stop you. But I find it pretty consistent to just do a half circle up here, and that helps to go really quickly. Say you do get stuck like that. What I do is, if you notice that, like, oh crap, that just stop, and then just do another jump, and that should reset it. Let's see if I can show that off. I might not be able to, but, and then when you're up here, you just want to do 2 quick jumps. I think some people do like a lot, like long jumps like that. You don't have to do that. Just tap, tap. I think saves a little bit of time, and you can conserve your momentum a little bit. And assuming we do all this right, we should get to that circular part at the end of the pillar by the 22-second mark, or excuse me, the 32-second mark. I jumped a little early there, but that's okay. Alright, so 23 seconds, so we are just fine. And then we just do a half cycle, or half circle of jumps. Okay. Now here is probably the hardest part of the stage, is making the cycle. So right now I'm standing on the circle, and the way that I use as a visual cue for this is I use the center of the stage, like of this platform right here, and the checkpoint. So I know that if the center of the platform is in the middle of the checkpoint right here, I might be just a little bit early. So as that's passing, so it's a little bit slow. But if you get to that point, I know I'm safe enough to go forward. And then I jump onto here. Now, there are a couple of things that can happen. And I'm going to try and just go back so I don't have to die and all that stuff. So there's 2 things that can happen on this platform cycle usually. If you hit the thing very perpendicular, you can carry Eggman's momentum pretty soundly for like to do a quick like right. See if I can show that off. So that was a little slow because I was a little angled, but I'm trying to show off something that can happen. So I jump. See how quickly I carried Eggman's momentum there? Like I didn't slow down at all. Now compare that to if I... Oh yeah, that's a little... I have to go a little bit earlier than that. It's kind of weird doing it from this angle. So let's say I go from it from here. Oops, I missed that. That happens. I gotta be patient. I'm not used to doing it this way. I apologize. So say I hit this jump at a more of an angle like this. See how I kind of slowed down there? If you do the jump early, like if you hit the cycle early enough, you should be able to make it anyways, even if you slow down a little bit. But sometimes you can use a jump to help you out as well. So let's see if I can show you what I mean. And we'll jump on here. I didn't hit the enemy, but that's okay. It's starting to fall, so I can jump on there, come in from the left and go right. Alright, do my half circle jump. Alright, so I made that cycle way early. The middle passes through the checkpoint. I'm good to go. If you jump onto there and then you go to the right, you can carry Eggman's momentum and you should be good to go. I can see if I can show you what happens if you go a little bit early. But ideally, as long as you make it, if you can use a visual cue to get onto the platform, and then practice carrying your momentum forward, and you can do that by watching my gamepad viewer. I pretty much just go from going forward to to the right, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go a little early on purpose. So see how I got there and lost a little bit of momentum? But you can still carry your momentum through if you're early enough because you have time to make the cycle. I think the timing is if you get on the moving platform by the 35-second mark, you should be able to make that cycle. The last thing to note about the cycle jump there is you want to make sure that you're jumping off of the edge of it. I'll try to see if I can show you what I mean. Jump on the jars, jump over. I actually jumped a little early, but that just shows how much room you have with that jump. You want to be careful not to move too early there. Okay, so I'll get back on the platform so I can show you where I want to jump. Or I can hit the platform. Whoops. Well, that happens sometimes. I think it's good to show repetition. So yeah, remember, my foot slightly off. Did a jump there to conserve momentum. Now that jump, okay, I didn't talk about this jump. So this jump you really have to be off the edge to do. This jump here, you want to use the white line. So once I stop on the white line, I can do a jump there and do it safely. Other than the first jump, a good visual cue for jumping is to utilize the white line at the edge as kind of your go-to for a visual cue. So I hit that before 23 seconds, so that's good. Did my half circle jump. Alright. So the point I want to jump off is like right there, but not quite that far. I've kind of just... It's kind of hard to stop. I'm so used to carrying my momentum forward. But you sort of want to be on the white part of the platform there in order to do the jump. Do jump there to conserve momentum a little bit. Jump on the white part of the line. Do some lock-ons forward. There you go. That was a little late, but it's still going to be fine. Okay, you just want to keep pulling left. Broke that before 23-second mark, so we're good. Move slightly to the right while still going forward. I got those. Alright, the middle of the point is past the halfway point, so I'm good. Do a jump there. On the white part, jump, and we're good. You want to do some quick jumps to get onto this platform and break this thing in front of you. This part's pretty standard movement. Just watch my control pad viewer. Alright, now we're on to the next part. One helpful thing that you can do here to break the platform early is to try and lock on through the wall. So you see how over here I locked on and you heard the lock-on sound? I have probably locked on to there's a capsule and then there's the 3 dynamite packs. So what I try to do is before the first platform, lock on to a couple of those. It's not the end of the world if you don't do this, so do not blow the cycle run for doing it. So I might jump onto here then. Then I try to lock onto the rest of them while getting onto that platform. But the most important thing, what I just did is something that you want to do, like over the, this is a helpful way to help go faster and to save a little bit of time. But it's not worth it. It's more worth it to get on the platform and get to this point with all the dynamite packs up than to risk dying for the run. So I highly recommend getting to this point. Like, try to lock onto things, and if you can't, oh well, it's okay. Then jump onto here. Alright, now we're coming up to the infamous Chow Box jump. The way that I like to go about this jump is to come along this left side here, do a jump onto here, and then jump over. Because I feel like I can conserve my momentum well and get onto here. So I'll die and show that off again. The cycles are going to be a little bit different when you die there. I'll just wait because it's not worth trying it, I guess. So I'm on the left side, kind of a bad camera there. Jump, jump. Oh, I didn't jump there. You really gotta do 2, solid jumps. I'm just gonna hover forward to save a little time. So swing, jump, jump. I'll do it one more time to show it off. Because Eggman, like if you take the angle too sharp, you're gonna lose too much momentum. So if I like try to do this from over here, you could probably still do it, but I feel like it's way harder to do. I feel like if you take that wide turn, you could conserve Eggman's momentum and have a good angle. And then it's just a matter of practicing the double jump there. I try to just, like, once I land, just do another jump immediately. And I guess the direction you should hold, you can look at my gamepad viewer, but you just hold to the right. Alright, so just reviewing everything. We hit that before 23 seconds. Jump over, come in from the left side. Half circle of jumps. Alright, the middle, the thing crosses the checkpoint, so I'm good to go. And if you're wondering how I'm carrying that momentum, just look at my control pad viewer. That's about as helpful of a thing I can say is how it works. Is basically you just have to move the controller in a certain way to conserve the momentum. So we'll try to lock onto a couple things, but more importantly is to get onto there, jump onto there, come into the left side. Alright, now we made it onto the Chao box. What you're going to want to do is to shoot the Chao box for two reasons. One, the main reason is we want to try and shoot the enemy in front of us, and this is just a little bit faster. If you just keep going forward, you will not grab the Chao key. If you do not have to jump on this part, you can just fall here. And you want to keep shooting after you break the Chao box because you want to lock onto an enemy that would be right above me right now. He would drop a bomb and hit you. And then for this part, you just want to jump here, do another jump, and fall down here. And then for these capsules, you can lock on to the one in front of you, and then there are 3 capsules that fall. You can lock on to the one that's right behind it pretty easily, along with the first one. And then just do a jump, and you can lock onto the other 2. And then you get onto this cycle. You can make this jump as closely as like my time right here, this 1:16. If you jump far enough off the edge, you can make it here. So now this is arguably the last hard part of the stage, making this last jump. The way that I set this up is I'm going to wait for these 2 platforms to be right next to each other. Or, like, not next to each other, but, like, see how they're coming in towards this platform right here? Once they get to about here, I know that the platform cycle is moved in a position that's going to carry Eggman's momentum to the place I want to jump. So I am holding up the whole time here. Because of the way the cycle moves, it's going to carry me. And then the jump I'm going to want to do is right on this white part right here. You don't want to be too far forward or you'll fall in. But if you do this right, you should be able to just jump on that white part and make it. So I'll do that part again. Actually, the cycle is going to be a little messed up. But I'm just going to, for the sake of whatever, just do spin dash. So come in from the left, hook the angle. That was really weird. I've never had that happen before. So I might have been hooking it too far to the right. So shoot the enemy there. Do a jump, do a couple of jumps here, jump down there. And you can even get on this first platform to help a little bit. Yeah, see how the cycle is all kind of messed up there? We'll see if it works here, though. No, it doesn't quite work. But, yeah, if you do it right, you should be able to jump right there and make that every time. Alright, so let's see if we can put this all together. So the foot's slightly off, do a jump there to conserve momentum. Jump there, try to lock on. You don't want to jump too far forward off that one or you're going to fall. So just on the white part there, not off the white part like the first jump. Don't hit the balloon. Hold left there to get up on there. Hit the dynamite pack before 23 seconds. Jump as it's falling. You can either use that backup strat like I did by jumping and holding to the right. We made it by 32 seconds. The middle part crossed the middle part of the checkpoint. Do a jump there to conserve momentum. Jump on the white part. We can jump over here. Make sure you just lock on forward and blow up those dynamite packs. This is just general movement. And then we're going to lock on some of those, get onto here, finish it off, make sure you hit on that. Start on the left side, swing over, shoot through the chow box, and then lock onto the enemy. Do some small jumps here. Alright, then we break onto here. Jump onto here. I like to angle Eggman to the left like this. And once it's about to touch, we do a jump, holding forward, jump on the white, and we did it. That is first cycle Sand Ocean in a nutshell. That jump there is kind of random. You just kind of press A, but yeah, the rest of the stage is just breaking the dynamite packs, and that's the stage. If you have any questions about Sand Ocean, you can feel free to message me, and I will do my best to answer any questions you might have. So once again, this is Seraphim1313, and that is First Cycle Sand Ocean.